Okay, welcome everyone. So we'll get started. Thank you for joining us today for our evening of Kirtan. We're really honored that you've taken time out of your Saturday evening to come and explore the heart space. That's going to be the goal for the next little bit. Kirtan is an opportunity to explore, using sacred sound, kind of what's going on in here. And we'll kind of do this experiment, and then I'm going to throw it to you at some points and ask you, how did that feel when we tried the chanting? Especially if you're new at this, it'll be an interesting experiment. And we'll see what kind of happens when you do a collective kind of musical mantra meditation. So to get us in the right frame of mind, I thought it'd be good to start with a little guided meditation. So however we're sitting, let's try to sit up a tiny bit more straight. And slowly close your eyes. And let's just take about 10 or 15 seconds and just focus on the breath coming into the lungs and coming out of the lungs. Okay, now let's try to do this as a collective effort. This will be simplified pranayama. With your eyes still closed, now we'll take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slowly breathe in. And breathe out. Last time, deep cleansing breath in. And breathe out. With your eyes still closed, let's use a little imagery. Today we travel to a budding garden. So let's pretend it's kind of the spring season is just settling in, and we've rolled up our sleeves and we're tending to the little plants. We're perhaps watching out for those initial weeds, getting our hands right in Mother Earth. And there we notice a tiny little creeper, a little plant. And you can see that this little plant is just begging for a little attention, a little love, a little care. As you nurture it with sunshine, as you nurture it with water and ensure that it has space around it, it begins to grow. And the more attention you give it, that energy is infused into this little creeper, and it grows and it grows. And what is this creeper? In our guided meditation, this creeper is the Bhakti Lata Bija. This is in Sanskrit known as the devotional creeper in the heart. Or, simplified, this is our true self in our heart space. And just like this garden, which faces all sorts of environmental elements, take a moment and reflect on your heart space, the garden of your heart space, and reflect on what the environment is like for your heart garden. Perhaps reflect on the last couple of days, the last week or weeks, the last few months, or maybe even a year or two. This is a moment to reflect on the energies, both positive and yes, even the negative, the challenging, be they work-related, relationship-related, familially related, whatever they might be. This is setting the course or setting the environment for your Bhakti Lata Bija, this little devotion creeper in the heart, this little plant. Take a moment and reflect on where your heart space is at, or where it's been. To what degree has that little creeper in the heart been asking for love, for attention? And how much have we given it? The goal for the next few hours is to take time to nurture, to water, to care for this little plant in the heart. This represents the heart space itself. And what is described in the ancient yoga texts of the East is that this visualization, this Bhakti Lata Bija, this space in the heart, yes, the physical heart is there, but manifested in the heart space is our true self. In Sanskrit, Atma. That these bodily coverings that stay here for maybe 80, 85, 90 years, if we're lucky, they come and go. And the color they take, the shape they take, the sexuality they take, all these coverings are temporary. And ultimately, what is the true identity? It is that of Sat Chit Ananda, full of truth, full of knowledge, and full of bliss, Ananda. This is the nature of your little bija, this little seedling in the heart, begging for your attention, for your love. And while we don't want to dwell on the negative, perhaps take a moment and just reflect on all those things we have tried to put in our lives materially, that we think will take care of that heart space, but really don't. Whether it's the latest gadget, the newest car, the promotion that we want so badly, the person we're pining over, we think all these things will bring us that happiness. And when that happiness comes, it feels fleeting sometimes. The true happiness begins here in the heart space. It need not be material. So for the next 2 hours or so, we're going to have a chance to all become gardeners of the heart space. And we're going to really focus on tilling the soil, giving that nourishing sunlight, allowing that little Bhakti Lata Bija, that little devotional creeper, that seedling, to blossom. And we'll see what happens. For some, it might be like hitting the express highway, and suddenly all these channels open up in the heart. For others, it might just be like, oh, that was interesting. I felt a little opening, but not so much. Or maybe it'll be just not our cup of tea. That's okay. But one that we can do is make an intention. So with the next 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, again, simplified pranayama, this is your chance to make that intention. That while I may be trying something familiar or something new, for those that have chanted mantras before, this will be familiar. For those of you who have come out to something like this for the first time, this is new. Whatever it may be, I will kind of give in to the process. The pudding is there to be tasted. I'll just dive right in head first. Let's make that intentional together by taking 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again, deep breath in. And breathe out. Last cleansing breath in. And breathe out. You can bring your hands together in the pranam pose close to the heart. The mantras, the words, the melodies that we'll be chanting today are timeless. They go back thousands upon thousands of years. This evening we get to become links in the chain. The links in the chain of chanters that go back millennia and millennia. This is a powerful experience that hopefully we'll have today. Here we'll close our guided meditation with a deep breath again. 1, 2, 3, cleansing breath. And exhale. Let's rub those hands together. We'll get some tactile sensation. We'll bring ourselves from the metaphysical back to the physical space that we're in. And open your eyes. And while your hands are kind of like this, it's a good time maybe to turn to your neighbor, left and right, front and behind. And let's welcome each other as family with a little more namaste. Namaste. I guess everybody's smiling all the time. I love that. It's fitting, right? It's like we're all on the same boat now, the little journey we're about to go on. I neglected to introduce ourselves. My name is Kevala. I am a member of the Kirtan Culture Initiative, as are these illustrious, effulgent fellow folks beside me. This is my beautiful and beloved wife, Taravali. This is our dear friend Arjuna, and this is the power couple. This is Ambika and Prema. We'll get a chance to introduce ourselves a little more later on, but we're really honored that you're here tonight for this evening of chanting, or this evening of Kirtan. I'll slowly fade that out. I like to always ask, how many of us are trying Kirtan for the very first time? Don't feel shy to put your hand up if you're brand spanking new to this. Okay, great. And just so it's crystal clear in my brain, how many of us have done some chanting before? Kirtan chanting. Okay, so we're like a 50-50 crowd here. That's great. Kirtan is very simple. It is a call and response form of meditation. Meditation is totally mainstream, as we know. It's so accessible now. I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up in a faraway place called Markham, Ontario. And my parents immigrated here from India in the early 70s. And I grew up, I had the fortune to grow up, as did Arjuna and Taravali, and Ambika and Prema came upon this path on their own. And so growing up, I just remember learning a lot about this meditational path, bhakti yoga, or chanting as a way of opening those channels. And it was really something that was far-fetched for people back then. But now, as we know, mindfulness and meditation are totally mainstream, right? Yoga is totally mainstream. We're here at the Yoga Lounge. And those who practice yoga for some time learn that beyond the asanas, the postures, there is the meditational side that can open up the heart. And while we think of meditation often as silent meditation, as powerful as that is, sound vibration can be just as, if not more powerful. And then yogis take sound meditation and they've introduced mantras and music. And there's something about music, if there's any musicians here, that is fundamentally from the heart. I mean, you ask the most passionate musicians and they'll say it's a spiritual experience for them. Would you not say that? Yeah? And that's the broadest terms. They'd say it comes right from my spirit. So this is where this, coagulation, it all comes together in this nice little mass. We're going to bring in mantras and meditation and music. So for those who are new, Tara will be singing a lot of the mantras, and then we're going to be doing this call and response, play with energy and sound. Ambika's on backup, I'll be playing this drum. And so as the kirtan goes and the mantras are chanted, you're going to see that the energy kind of picks up, and we'll see what it does to that same little heart space, okay? Everyone ready? Okay. So, to set the right intention, we're going to do a little invocation, okay? This invocation is a couple of mantras, and Taravali will sing it. What we start off with some recitation of Om all together. So we'll all recite Om. This will be a great way to get the vocal cords a little warmed up. If you feel shy about using your voice, whether reciting Om or while singing, there's a secret. You just close your eyes and the whole room disappears. And then you can belt it out. And then we're like, wow, they're really feeling it. So don't feel shy. This is a chance to chant with abandon. But during this first recitation of Om, we'll make it really soulful. We'll try to fill this space. And then Tara will go into an invocation mantra. This is not meant to be repeated, although what you can reflect upon is the mood of gratitude. Something that we can all benefit from. In fact, the meaning of the mantra, the invocation mantra, is calling upon the great teachers that come before us. The gurus, the acharyas, that have passed this knowledge down. And so, because we have a chance to partake, we consider ourselves fortunate, and we honor and thank our teachers first. So, while we chant this mantra, after reciting Om all together, you can use this chance to just reflect on whom in your life you are grateful for. Who is it? A loved one, it could be family or friends, or if it's a teacher, that's bonus. Someone who's pushed you along. And if it's someone who's nudged you along on your spiritual path, even more bonus points. But that's a nice reflection to have. It's just the mood of gratitude. And then we'll dive right into our chanting today.
So all together.
Isn't that nice? Okay, we'll go into our first chant of the evening. We have this little screen here. Please use it. By the way, that's us, Kirtan culture. I should mention some housekeeping stuff, which is that you might have already seen the washrooms as you came in. And also, if you want to capture some clips as you're doing a little bit of Kirtan, that's totally cool. You're allowed to do that. Just be a little discreet. Don't like it in someone's face. And if you want to capture a moment or two, you're totally welcome to do that. No issues. The words are on the screen. As you get comfortable with mantras, you're going to find that you don't need the screen anymore. And that's great. But that's what it's there for. So don't feel shy to look up and follow the words on the screen. Okay, so our first chant goes as follows. Repeat after me. Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Radha Ramana Hari.
Radha Ramana Hari.
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Very good. We'll do it one more time. This has a little more oomph, right? Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jaya
You
Jaya.
got it. Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Gopala Jaya Jaya.
Radha Ramana Hari.
Radha Ramana Hari.
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
Govinda Jaya Jaya.
What does this mantra mean? When you say Jaya Jaya, it shows up in many kirtans. Jaya is an honorific way of joyfully calling names. This is why in kirtan, it's inevitable that a smile will crawl on your face at some point. Because when we say these names joyfully, Jaya Jaya, it is done in a victoriously happy way. Govinda and Gopala are names of the divine. Go refers to the senses. All of our senses, which are always searching around this planet for something to give them satisfaction. And the ancient yoga texts say the source of that satisfaction of the senses, Govinda, Gopala. More heart-touchingly, these are names of the divine Krishna in his childlike form. And he's tending to cows, like a little farmer boy. Govinda and Gopala. Radha Ramana. Radha, you'll see this come up a little later. This is the divine feminine. So you'll see this comes up often in our chants, as acknowledging both the masculine and feminine energies and how they play off each other. Radha Ramana. And Hari, also a name of the divine. So we could philosophize for a long time about the deep-seated meanings, but let's just go right in and chant and see what effect it has on the heart. So welcome again to our evening of Kirtan. Everyone's comfortable? Too warm or too cool? Okay? Let me know, I can adjust as needed. Just a little pop. Yeah.
That's our mantra.
And we're done for the night. Thanks for coming out.
Govinda
Kirtan, it's kind of just a little quiet moment to let the mantra continue to vibrate in the heart. You can feel it sometimes. Hopefully you can feel it. That's you. Our little baby. Actually, we're parents of 3 little girls. So 2 of them are being watched up the street by Tara's sister, who normally chats with us, but she's at home with the little girls and her own little boys, and then little Yamuna's with us, with our dear friend. So she chimes in once in a while, you'll hear her. That was really nice. There's some energy, right? You feel that vibe? How did that feel? I'm curious to know, what word comes to mind? For those of you that have come to our chants before, you know that I do this. But what adjective or what emotion, how did that make you feel chanting together like that? And there's no wrong answer. What word comes to mind? Just spit it out, don't feel shy.
Open.
Open, thank you. Yeah, very nice. Orally, right?
Oh, yeah.
Orally. She said, that sense of feeling open. Very good, let's get a couple more. Any other words from the
Warm.
Warm, I love it. And your name?
Vlad.
Vlad, thank you, Vlad. A sense of feeling warm. That warmth is there for sure, yeah. 1 or 2 more? What word comes to mind? Celebratory. Your name, sir?
Sydney.
Sydney says celebratory. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, coming together and chanting in that mood of celebration. And one last. Someone's got it at the tip of their tongue. A word that comes to mind.
Colorful.
Colorful. I love that. And your name, sir?
Tamika.
Tamika. Beautiful. I love that. Colorful. Warmth. Openness. Celebratory. These are nice emotions to play with, or nice vibrations to play with, isn't it? Actually, on that mood of celebration, this is something I say in a lot of our kirtans, that, millennia ago, this is what yogis did. They would sit on the banks of the holy Ganga, the river, the ancient river, and what would they do? They would just chant with abandon. And why would they chant? Yes, it uplifts their heart, but it's described in the ancient yoga texts that by chanting in unison, we're creating waves of energy that kind of concentrically leave us, and it kind of blankets those around us, the world around us. And so when they would chant with such sincerity and such heart, actually the whole world gets uplifted from such chanting. So make no mistake, sitting here at Sherborne and Adelaide, right? There are parts of Sherborne that could really use some uplifting, as we know. Walking here can be a little trepidatious, but for whatever it's worth, that mood of being able to share this vibration, and when you chant with that joy and that celebration mood, it comes out and you feel it. It's just like when someone walks in the room and they're just like the life of the party, and they're cracking jokes, and the whole energy picks up in the room, right? And similarly, if someone just comes in and says, "Oh, my dog is sick," and everyone just falls down with them, they come down with them. So that energy is very much there. So this is the mood we're trying to create through mantras. Okay, we're going to go into our second chant. It goes as follows. Okay, the words go as follows. Nitai, actually this is a fun one because the word Gauranga rolls off the tongue. So try this. Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Gaura Hari.
Jaya Gaura Hari.
And I couldn't put more exclamation marks, but I did. So it says Haribo.
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 What does Haribo mean? It means keep the transcendental vibration going. Keep that transcendent vibration going. Or KTTVG. Keep the transcendental vibration going. That's something our guru talks about, and we love it. So what happens is, again, in ancient times, yogis would be sitting in the caves and they'd be meditating for days upon days upon days upon end. And when they would come out of their caves to use the river to bathe or to collect some berries, if they saw each other, this was their way of connecting. Haribo, Haribo. Keep the vibration going, the positive vibration going. Nitai Gauranga. Gauranga calls upon the most amazing, effulgent form of Chaitanya. Chaitanya was the divine form that appeared 500 years ago in West Bengal, described as having the complexion of molten gold, arms so long that they reached his knees practically, and over 7 feet tall. described as being the pioneer of, well, not the pioneer because it's been around for ages, but for popularizing Kirtan and Bhakti. At that time in India, there were social walls being built. I'm going to take a moment and reflect on the walls being built in society today. You know, class walls or gender walls or social and racial walls, and we're all trying to break those down constantly. The same thing happened 500 years ago. It would be centered on the temples. They would say that, oh wait, you were born in a certain family, so you can't come in the temple. Or you're not clean, you can't come in. And they have all these rules and regulations about who can chant and who cannot, or who can worship and who cannot. And along comes Chaitanya and he says, anybody can chant. Anybody can chant from the heart. Even if your lips don't move, you can chant with your heart. And in this way, a spiritual renaissance galvanizes the entire South Asian subcontinent. And everyone takes this, so many take this path of chanting. And so Nitai, Gauranga, calls upon Gauranga Chaitanya. Nitai, his brother, Nityananda. Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Let's try that again. Nitai Gauranga Jaya.
Nitai Gauranga Jaya.
Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga.
Jaya Gaura Hari.
Jaya Gaura Hari.
Hari Bo.
Hari Bo.
In the undergraduate studies of Kirtan, you'll find that most Kirtans, Stephanie can vouch for this, most Kirtans start off really mellow, and then they pick up, and they pick up, and they pick up, and you're clapping, and the energy picks up, yeah? We're going to present in this second chant a graduate level of Kirtan. It's the next level. It's not a PhD yet, but the graduate. What do I mean? I'm going to focus more on the tempo. When we chant Nitai Gauranga, it's going to be a little more mellow. When we switch to Hari Bol, I'm going to pick up the beat. And at that time, that's your chance to really clap your hands. I'll encourage you to, and sway and tap your feet and enjoy. When we go back to Nitai Gauranga, I'm going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back down again to a more steady beat. And we're going to play it back and forth with tempo this time. Okay, graduate students. You get your diplomas on the way out today. Okay, so we'll go to our second chant, Nitai Gauranga.
Nitai Gauranga
Together.
you.
Okay, that had some energy to it. And I don't believe, for all those folks who put your hands up, saying your first 10 chanters, I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. Because that was amazing. You really brought your full energy. Thank you so much. That was fun, right? When the energy picks up and then you kind of bring it back down, it gives a chance for like the heart to kind of like acclimatize and we bring it right back up again. So traditionally in kirtans, which can actually last for a long time, hours at a time sometimes, there'll be all sorts of changes in tempo and melody and raga and all sorts of explorations that really have different effects. And speaking of effects, I'd like to ask once again, don't feel shy, especially if you didn't answer the first time. Although if you answered the first time, there's a better chance that I can get you to say a word. But for those who didn't get a chance, or for those who did, what word comes to mind? How did that feel, that second chant? What emotion comes to mind? There's no wrong answer. Any one word or two.
Relief.
Relief. I like that. And your name, sorry?
Rebecca.
Rebecca Whitley.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I saw that on the registration. Rebecca, thank you. Relief. Yeah, I love that. Very nice. Let's get a few more. Don't feel shy. This is your chance.
Active.
Active. Yeah? A sense of being active. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, like actually the heart is a little active too, right? Very good. And your name, sorry? Edwin? Edward. Thank you, Edward. So nice. Yeah. A sense of active heart. Yeah, let's get one or two more. Don't push back. Somebody in the back? Anybody in the back? Not to put you on the spot? Which I just did. Or anyone else? Connected, Rowan. Thank you. Yeah. A sense of being connected. I love that. Relief and active, feeling connected. Maybe one word. What comes to mind? Baba, how do you feel in the back? What comes to mind? What word? You could be either Russian or English. No word. He's speechless. Okay, I have no idea. Stunned into silence. Yeah, it was catatonic from the kirtan. Yeah, it's true. The one thing that I'll say before we do a little stretching, which is that the mantras may seem foreign, and what happens in every kirtan, even to seasoned chanters, I mean, we've had a chance to chant almost all of our lives, but the mind will still wander in the kirtan. Even though we're engaging the senses, touch, sound, sight, all these things, even though we're engaging the senses, and even though it's very energetic, inevitably the mind is a little restless monkey, and he or she wants to run away somewhere else. And so what's a nice thing to keep in mind is when your mind is traveling somewhere in a kirtan, thinking, what am I doing here? Like, I could have been anywhere else on a Saturday evening, or did I have to do laundry this morning? Now it's going to pile up when I get home. What's happening in that time, hopefully, is that it's the collective voices of others that will reel your mind back in. Yeah? And then when you're having a focused moment in the chant, where you're losing yourself in the mantras, chances are you're pulling someone else back in the room whose mind might have escaped. So it's really powerful. And the mantras may seem foreign to the tongue, but just like medicine that's prescribed by the doctor, we don't know the full chemical composition. We don't know every single little effect, but we have a little faith when we put it in our mouth and swallow, yeah? So in this way, the mantra, the best way to try it is to go right into it and see the effect it has. And hopefully relief, and hopefully a sense of being connected or active. All that should hopefully play in. Okay, Andrika, you're up. So here's what we're going to do. Because we've been sitting for a while, we have one more chant, but a way to get the blood flowing, we're going to get everybody to stand up, and we're going to do a little stretch, a little exercise as you're comfortable. Please don't pull any muscles, because we didn't have you sign any waivers when you walked in. So go ahead, Andrika, show us what to do.
Okay, maybe that's a good idea. Just a big stretch, like you're waking up in the morning. Maybe you need a yawn or twist the spine. Maybe make some noises, or just me. Just riff off of my noises, that's fine. Great, so keep the hands interlaced if they're already up there. If not, find their way there. And we're just gonna lean over to one side. Really press the hands into that direction. And then coming back to center, and we'll maybe switch the fingers the way you normally interlace, just switch that up. Go over to the other side. Again, press the hands. Good, inhaling, coming back to center, and let's just do some shoulder rolls. Shoulders. Good, some forward rolls, and then back, nice big circles. Remembering to breathe, always breathing. No one faints in this kirtan. Great, let's put the hands on the hips and just circle out the hips. They're probably pretty tight after sitting for a little while. Yeah.
We hear the cracking.
Yeah. The Rice Krispies.
Yes, exactly.
Other way. Keep a nice bend in the knees there. Good. Going back to center. And just shake out one leg. Try to find balance there. Good. Shake out one leg and bring it back. Shake out the other. You can make a sound. Good. Going back to center. And then maybe just a little bouncy bounce. To get the blood flowing again. And my favorite yoga pose, the smile.
Yeah.
Let the arms go as you bounce. Good. I was laughing at this. Great. Okay. How are we feeling? Oh, ankles, maybe the ankles. Yes, the ankles are probably
smart,
just
yes.
a couple circles. So that they don't come back with a little complaint later. Being like, hey, you forgot that. Good. And the other ankle. Circle one way. And circle the other way. Good. That's okay. There's no right or wrong way. It's like chanting. Okay. Thank you for moving a little bit.
Yeah, I get my blood flowing. But before you sit down, I want to try a little addendum. If you don't mind. Because it reminds me, we used to do in our kirtans back in the day. We used to do our little yoga outreach kirtans, and in our different iteration back in our lower Shakti days. Okay, from our previous chant, Nitai Gauranga, we're going to reach to our toes. And on the count of 3, we're going to say Nitai Gauranga as loud as you can, and you reach up towards the sky as we do it. And when you do it, the test is when you look around, are we all smiling? Okay, ready? So reach for your toes if you're comfortable. Ready? And on the count of 3, Nitai Gauranga. 1, 2, 3, reach up. There you go. Examine. Okay, look around. Yes. Moderate, not bad. Okay, good. And then before we also sit down, during the final chant, which is the Hare Krishna chant, this one will have certainly some energy to it eventually as it builds up. And I want to encourage, if you feel bold, to stand up where you are and to move around, explore your space. Or you can kind of like get up from where you're sitting and find a little spot somewhere in the room and explore your space. And dance can take any shape and form as you see fit. There's no rules. You can break dance, you can hang off the ceiling. But if you're not sure what to do, I will teach you something called the Swami step, which is as simple as this. You take one foot and cross it over. So let's take our right foot, cross it over to the left, and bring it back. And then left foot over the right, and bring it back. And as you go, you bring a little walk to it. And there's your little move, that's a Swami. Now Swamis would go and they would raise their arms in the air. So when you feel inspired, you chant like this. And you can also clap your hands as you're doing it too. So as we're clapping, you can clap like this. There you go. That's a serious one. Swami 2.0. Got it? So that's at the very least, if you're inspired to get up and dance, you can just move like that, side to side, and see how it goes. Of course, you can dance any way that you want, or you can just stay seated and absorb the vibration and keep clapping and chanting during this final chant. Good? Okay, let's find our seats again and get comfortable. This might be a chant if you want to move to your spot, to a different spot, you can do that too, but I think everyone looks pretty comfy. So Tara Karavali is playing the harmonium. This is very quintessentially part of many kirtans. The harmonium is a kind of like an organ, or like a wind instrument. When she's with her left hand pumping the bellows, that's drawing air into the instrument. And then the air hits these chambers below and then pushes up through these reeds. And so she's playing like a piano with the right hand. And so she's playing different notes. It's originally a European instrument, actually, from France. But it was co-opted and brought to India, and then it was adjusted. Actually, the original instrument, you sit like almost like a big piano, and you play like this. But it's been turned into this, and you see it in many kirtans. Arjuna and Prema are playing hand cymbals of various sizes, wampurs and kartals, or percussion. I'm playing this drum, this two-headed drum, which is like my baby. And so this is called a mridanga. It originates from West Bengal, India, the same place where Chaitanya appeared. It looks like a tabla. You might have seen tabla, the two-headed drum, but it's like fused together. So they share the same ancestors, the tabla and the mridanga. Also known as Shri Kol, or Kol. This is the name of the instrument. This is made of clay, like a terracotta clay, like a pot, you know? It's actually quite delicate. And it has a very versatile sound from a very low to a very high. And you can see how it goes from very sweet and mellow to very energetic. So, yeah, just like you do a little once over as to what we're playing and what we're doing. Our last and final chant of the evening is going to be the Hare Krishna mantra. So, with your heart now overflowing, let's say the following mantra. Repeat after me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
It is still water that attracts the mosquitoes, which can cause disease. When water is flowing, then nothing stays, right? Things move. So this water that we're churning through the heart right now is going to keep overflowing like a waterfall. This is the mood behind this mantra. Krishna simply means the all-attractive divine. Whether you acknowledge the divine as Jehovah, Allah, Krishna, Yahweh, Creator, Universe, whatever shape or form it might take. But the name Krishna means the most beautiful. That's why you see depictions of Krishna with skin that is the complexion described as blackish bluish, almost like a riven monsoon cloud about to erupt with thunderous rain. He wears yellow silken garments, has earrings that are the shape of little sharks, has curly black hair, and plays a bamboo flute. These are the depictions of Krishna. Described as the all-attractive divine. Rama is another name of the divine. Rama means the source of all pleasure. One could argue that there are 8 billion of us on this planet just running around trying to find that right pleasure. Yes? For some it's money, for some it's career, for some it's love, whatever it may be. And so the ancient texts say that the original source of that pleasure is Rama. Hare, which constitutes half of this mantra, calls upon the divine feminine energy, Radha, Shri Radhe. So you'll see in depictions with Krishna. And this divine feminine is integral because one cannot access any spiritual growth without the agency of the divine feminine. So Radhe, Radha, is called Hara, and then in this vocative way, in this grammatical tone, Hare. So Hare Krishna and Rama. When you say these 16 words, this Maha Mantra, in combination, the translation and meaning is very sweet. It simply says, O Krishna, all attractive, O source of all pleasure, Ram, O divine feminine energy, please engage me with this little spark in a little service. Help me bring the mood of humility in my heart. Help me remember that the world does not revolve around me. Allow me to move about this planet being an agent of positive change, of spiritual upliftment. Allow me to serve the divine root, the cosmological root of the tree. If we acknowledge that divine, then just like watering the root, the idea is that every branch, every twig, every leaf, every which is all the living entities we encounter in this world. The idea is that that relationship becomes nurtured. This swims against the current of kind of the message we get here in the West. And I can say this because I'm a product of kind of both. I'm born and raised here, but my lineage or my ancestors or my parents come from the East. And as you know, as we said earlier, the message we kind of get from our Western culture is like just all material. This will give you happiness. Everyone's trying to sell you something, right? And they're trying to tell you this is what's going to give you happiness and pleasure. And here this mantra says, no, it starts here. And when the world says to you, be angry at everyone and be offended, I mean, look what's happening down south. They're getting completely galvanized by their political process, as they should to a degree, but you see how much it generates so much anger, or, this message that it's all about you, if you're offended, then here we're just saying, no, I'm just here to serve. Whatever little time I have here, I'm just here to bring the mood of humility in my heart, and servitude in my heart. Wouldn't it be nice, and I say this at every one of our Kirtans, wouldn't it be nice if we all walked out of here 10% more humble today? Or just 5% more humble? You think our family and friends would even notice that? What if all of downtown Toronto got 5% more humble just for the weekend? You feel that? Or everybody driving on the 401 or the QEW or the DVP or stuck on a delay on the TTC, if everybody had just a little more humility, would feel it, right? So this mantra is that key which can unlock the heart and open up that mood. And so while we chant it right now, joyfully, singing it, remember that this mantra is now yours. It's in your back pocket. And while it's on the screen, by the time we chant it, you'll have memorized it. You can chant this anywhere and everywhere. There are no hard and fast rules. So before you start your day, take a few minutes and do a little japa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Practitioners of yoga like this will use meditation beads. We use our beads. Use your hand. There you go. It's a meditation beads. Thank you. We'll use beads to engage the sense of touch. That can help. Doing it in the morning. Find a sacred space in your heart, in your house, in your home. Like we've turned this already wonderful space into a sacred space by chanting. But find a little corner in your apartment, in your house, in your flat, and just make that your little meditation space. Have a little candle, maybe some pictures. Whatever would help you be centered and have a little meditative moment. This is what this mantra can do for you, the Maha Mantra. Maha means it embraces all mantras within it. So with our full hearts again, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Ready for the final chant? Yes. The melody we're going to be chanting, we want to give some credit. You may have heard of Janavi Harrison. She is an angelic chanter. She's based out of the US, originally from the UK. And at the very least, forget about Kirtan culture. Leave the room today and Google her and follow her on social, because her chants will just capture your heart. Of course, this mantra is timeless, from the Kali Santara Upanishad, ancient times, but there's a melody that she chants that really became popular and beloved, and we're going to chant that mantra today. We're going to chant that melody today, so we thought we should give her a little credit. That's Janavi. And yeah, with that, we'll go into our final chant. Please sing with your hearts as you go into this final chant.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ready for the final chant with you? Yes? The melody we're going to be chanting, we want to give some credit.
just take a moment and reflect on the journey we've been on today. Pause and reflect and just consider where your little creeper in the heart is. How much nourishment have you been able to give that little devotional creeper? Bhakti Lata Bij. That little plant in the heart. Using sacred sound, using mantras, using the collective energy of those around you, have you been able to infuse that little creeper in the heart with love, with light, with these divine blessings? And even just take a moment and reflect on what your mind did for the last couple of hours. To what degree were we able to hold on and keep that little mind in control? Mantras. Reflect on the moments where maybe it escaped. The goal of chanting these mantras, particularly this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, is to imbibe and to bring nothing but love and grace in the heart. And that happiness begins there. That servitude, service to the divine, service to each other begins from that heart space. Maybe just reflect on how nice it's been just to take time out of your busy schedule to focus on yourself. This nourishment of the self, of that heart space. And if you haven't had a chance to already do so, this will be your chance, because we'll do one final mantra. Tara will do the same mantra, and as she sings, when we reply, this is your chance to give it all in this one final mantra. Let your heart fully go. And remember the mood and meaning behind this mantra. O divine Krishna, all divine feminine Hare, source of all pleasure, Ram, please engage me in some divine service. Help me move about this world being a positive spiritual change. So this is our chance to really make it count with this one final call and response mantra. girl Yamuna is saying, okay, let's go. The way the child cries, the way the baby cries is described as how we should cry in Kirtan. I kid you not. That's given by the acharyas, by the great teachers. They say, actually the most potent form of love on this material realm, the most potent, the closest we can get to divine love we see between Radha and Krishna, this play in the spiritual realm. The closest we get to that pure love is the love that a mother has for her child. That love can't be compared to anything else in the world. And so much so, and I've seen this now with our 3 little girls, that the mom or mother can pick up the different variations of the cry, yeah? She can tell which cry is hungry, which cry is attention, which cry is just being fussy. This cry with abandon, that's actually the mood that we're meant to cry in Kirtan. That's the mood we should bring. So she was right on cue, we planned that. No, I'm joking. It just reminded me of that statement because I remember hearing this in a class one time, and it's really nice. It's a nice mood to keep on the heart. We would have had a little quiet moment, but it was kind of interrupted. But why don't we just kind of bring our hands together again, and let's rub them nicely, get some feeling back, and let's go back into that internal space. Just close your eyes, and let's close off this evening with another nice collection of deep breaths. So close your eyes, sit up a little more straight. On the count of 3, breathe in and out. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in. And slowly breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last time, deep cleansing breath in. And breathe out. And slowly open your eyes. With our hands back together, let's give a little namaste and a thank you to your neighbors left and right, behind and in front, for going on this journey with you today. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you. We have a little treat for you as you go, which is that our beloved and dear Arjuna has made some very simple little sweets that we're going to set on a table outside in the hall. So as you make your way out, or you're welcome to stay and mingle as you like, but you can make your way out and grab a little sweet. It has, remind me Arjuna, there's butter, almond, cream. You sent it to me. I asked you for the ingredients for those who might have requirements or restrictions. So let's see if I can pull this up. He said there's butter, powdered milk, sugar, condensed milk, and peanuts. So be aware. Please don't go into anaphylactic shock on us. So just be aware if you have a dietary restriction, maybe don't take one. But if you would like, you're more than welcome to partake. We would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for taking time out of your evening for coming out and chanting, and it deserves a round of applause for all of you. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope that you enjoyed this little escape from the day-to-day grind of our lives, yeah? And we hope that this will be either what has continued to be joining us for Kirtans or the first of many more opportunities to chat with us. We are the Kirtan Culture Initiative, now disbanded, going through different things. So Arjuna is setting up the sweets, but I want to introduce members of the group. So I know he'll be able to hear us when we thank him, but he was playing the small hand cymbals. We should let him take them with him. They're right here. So Ambika's going to hold them up. We call these kartals. So they are actually percussion, just like my drum, and he sits next to me because we're always playing in sync. So actually the kirtans we're doing, we have a rough idea of the melody, but it's mostly just spontaneous, how it flows, and the speed and the rhythm. We're just going to play it off each other. So it's not like super rehearsed, but it's really loud, sorry. But to have Arjuna and I play off each other is really important. So I want to thank him for making the sweets and thank Katos. Let's thank playing the bigger cymbals, we call these wampers or haribos or jajas. Actually, they're originally called jajas in Eastern India, Orissa. And you can see they're like real percussion. They're real powerful. And if he goes like half a second off rhythm, I'm like, we'll pick it up right away. And he's like, my arms are burning. But he's really strong, and he, I should mention, he's a massage therapist by trade. And he is an incredible massage therapist. There's a patient right there for you. So please, we'll get a chance to learn more about what Prema does, but let's give Prema some love. And then we have like a 0.05% intro to how Ambika handles classes. She's super sweet, and she teaches yoga classes and does meditation workshops. Actually, together, Ambika and Prema work together, and they also hold retreats, half-day retreats, full-day retreats. They've been doing them out of the yoga house on the Danforth, and maybe looking for more locations, and we'll talk about some exciting stuff coming up. So she was on backup vocals. Let's give some love for Ambika. I'm playing this two-headed drum called a mridanga or kol, and I'm very honored to be here, and my name is Kevala. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here. I don't know if Tara is feeding Yamuna or if she's just attending to her, but whatever it is, I'd love for baby to come forward, if it's possible, so you can meet little Yamuna. But you'll probably see her little Buddha face as you're heading out, her little budgie face. There she is. Come on, bring her over here. This is our third little girl, Yamuna. Yeah, here she is. So Yamuna is just 4 months old. Doesn't look like it, but it's because Tara has like strong Russian blood. Strong Russian milk. So this is little Yamuna, and our two other girls, Revati and Leela, sometimes join us in our kirtans. But being a super mom and then also leading our chants, I want to take some time to acknowledge how mystical and beautiful her voice is. She doesn't like when I go too long and praising her, but I do want to say thank you so much to our beloved Taravali for leading us. Actually, yeah, her sister, who's like attached to the hip, they're 15 months apart. She's always at our kirtans, but she has two little boys at home, so we try to bring her. But today she said, I'm going to be home with my boys, send Revati and Leela, our two other girls, who are 4.5 and 3, send them out at my place, I'll be with them. So she's really deserves a lot of love and attention, because she's usually here singing, playing Kirtan. So thanks, Rasika, at home, yeah. Some upcoming important dates. So first of all, if we can move a little forward, that's us. So if you captured any little clips or moments and you want to post those on your Instagram or Facebook, please tag us. We'd love to reshare what you captured. And you can give us a little follow as well. Actually, on the next slide, before you go, you can scan that QR code, and that'll take you to our link tree that has our upcoming events. And our two immediate events coming up are next Friday at the Alternity Cafe. And I have Ambika and Prema speak a little more about him, but it's worth coming out. This is right at St. George and Bloor, not very far from there, like steps from there. It's a cool little cafe, and we have a traveling monk who's going to be visiting and doing kirtan and philosophy. So we're going to get a chance to do a little kirtan. We're just discussing kirtan, a little talk, and then kirtan again. It'll be a great way to spend your Friday evening. And am I getting ahead of myself? If I can share the offer?
Oh, no, please.
Is it okay?
You're doing great. You're doing great.
We were just talking as a way of saying thank you for coming out today. If you'd like, if you register for the event on Friday, if you're free, the cost is $10, and then you would get a free ticket to boot, so you can bring a friend for free. Does that make sense? How would the mechanics work? I guess if you register...
We just trust you.
Look, here's my whole family.
But if you want to, before you leave, you can let me know if you're planning to attend, and the name of yourself and your friend.
Yeah, or if you do it during the week and you say, hey, I was at the Kirtan, the yoga lounge, let Ambika know at the Eventbrite, and she'll be able to make a note, and you can bring a family member or a friend for free. Don't miss that opportunity. I know it's coming up quickly, but it's a nice way to spend a Friday evening and start your weekend right. And there's going to be more programs that weekend too, right?
Yeah, on Sunday we're at the yoga house again with a yoga class and then a talk as well by this traveling monk who's coming to visit as well.
He's visiting from
He's originally from Bosnia, then moved to Austria during the war, and then spends most of the time in Latin America, as well as Europe, but now is coming to Canada, so very excited.
Yeah, it might be nice to learn from a monk. It'd be really cool. So that'll be Kirtan and talk on the Friday, and then yoga class, which is not there. That's the Sunday of that weekend, the Sunday the 6th at the yoga house. That's yoga class with talk, right, on the Sunday. And then for those who might be near the suburbs, or if you want to make your way out, next month we got an invitation from the Varley Art Gallery. Isn't that cool? So an art gallery reached out to us, we made a connection with them, and they said, can you animate our art space with mantras? And we said, yeah, we can do that. So that's going to be a very kind of like limited capacity one with about 20 spots. So that'll be on Saturday, October 19th, up in Unionville in Markham. So just in one of the suburbs. It's a really nice little old town main street, and at the end of it is the art gallery. So that'll be there in the evening. And I would suggest, if we are lucky enough to see you again, just scan the QR code and you can sign on our mailing list. We send an email once a month about where we're going to be, or follow us on our socials on Instagram or Facebook. Or we'll just follow you home and like get your SIN number. Is that okay? Yeah. I think I have to come back. We'd love to see you again. You guys were amazing chanters today. I know we see a lot of familiar faces who have come many times before, but especially for those who came for the first time, thank you so much. We hope you didn't mind the lights were off. We kept it kind of like natural.
Nice.
It was okay, right? Any final words about